Hello, everyone, and welcome to the concession stand here on the KB Radio Network. I am your host, Kevin Reed, and welcome to the review of X-Men 97, Season 2, Episode 7, entitled Strange Land, Savage Hearts. This leaves us only 2 episodes left of Season 2, and Episode 7 was very interesting. I enjoyed it for various reasons, not the reasons I would have liked to have enjoyed it. I would have liked to dive more into the apocalypse story that has been that was set up well early on in the season, but this has been a kind of weird season 2. It's one of these things where I'm enjoying everything I'm seeing, but yet I'm not satisfied. I'm not being fulfilled with the promise that I thought we were getting this season, but I still enjoy it, which kind of leaves you in this little purgatory, if you will, of, is this a good season? you know Am I not enjoying the season? Was it because my expectations were too high, or am I enjoying the season and I'm just clouded by wanting to see action and things of that nature, or a certain character and we're not getting that enough? Or it could be just me. I don't know. It's probably just me at the end of the day, but I am enjoying it. It's just not what I expected from this show. Season 2, episode 7 is a really good episode. Well written episode. I think we explore a lot of commentary on faith and skepticism and all that good stuff. And we got, in the midst of that, a Nightcrawler Colossus episode, which is kind of unexpected in a way. I wasn't expecting to see an episode like this, but as I said, this is a very intriguing episode. Just to dive into it, we pick up going back to season 1, a little flashback where we see Colossus and his sister on Genosha. They were there that day when the Sentinel monster thing came and just wiped out Genosha, and essentially wiped out his sister, Colossus' sister, Magic, or Elena. And Colossus, he decides to join the acolytes of Magneto, which is led by Exodus. And they abduct Graydon Creed, who had just announced that he was running for president, which is very poignant in today's society to have this extremist running for office, president nonetheless. The acolytes of Magneto, they decide to use him as kind of a ransom, to demand that the X-Force release the imprisoned mutants in exchange for the life of Creed. So meanwhile, you have the X-Men, and Xavier, he sends Nightcrawler, Rogue, Beast, Bishop, and Polaris to the Savage Land where the acolytes are, and this is contrast to what Cooper wanted. She demanded that the X-Men stand down, but Xavier did it anyway. And so he sends his little group over to the Savage Land to prevent the crisis from escalating. And so a radiation wave disrupts the team's plane and their powers as they're arriving, and it caused their jet to crash, and they separate. You got Bishop and Perilous. They get separated completely from the group, and they're on this little side quest. Looks like it's setting up a little romance between the two of them, and the rest are rescued by Colossus, who shows the X-Men the Acolyte home, and in an effort to kind of, get some understanding, or give them some understanding. And so Nightcrawler, he persuades Exodus to put Creed on trial rather than execute him and promise to join the acolytes if he was to lose this debate or this trial, if you will. And so with Colossus proceeding as the judge over this little kangaroo court, Exodus and Nightcrawler, they are counsels and they're bouncing off of each other, giving defenses and acting as the prosecution and all this other stuff. And so Nightcrawler, he has Creed recount the abuse he received from his mother Mystique and his father Sabretooth for being a human. And now, just a little tidbit, I should have mentioned this earlier. In case you don't know, didn't read the comics, didn't watch the show growing up, Nightcrawler is also the son of Mystique. So they are half brother and sister, not brother and sister, but half brothers, Creed and Nightcrawler. And so, but not Sabretooth. Sabretooth, they got different daddies, of course. And so they kind of sway back and forth with the crowd and Colossus with their arguments, they being Nightcrawler and Exodus in these proceedings. So Colossus, he hesitates to deliver a verdict. And with that hesitation, Exodus took that as he was going to sway to Nightcrawler's side. So Exodus attacks. I'm not even going to wait. He just attacks, and this prompts a battle between Paulus and Bishop to destroy the power dampening tower that will restore the X-Men's powers. And so Nightcrawler, he goes head to head with Exodus in a sword duel, and he comes out victorious. But Creed shoots Exodus before taking Nightcrawler hostage, and Nightcrawler teleports Creed to a frozen wasteland or wherever they went and abandoned him there after everything he had did. And so Colossus, he ultimately returned back with the X-Men while X-Factor recovers Creed. And meanwhile, you have the X-Force. They discover what appears to be the dead, rotting corpse of Apocalypse in Athens, Greece. So Jubilee, she finds Gambit's playing card as the episode ends. And like I said, it was good. It was a good episode. I think my kind of dismay is the placing of it. And it's not like it was out of order like the original animated series was. No, it wasn't out of order as far as the story being told. It just feels like we're getting to the end and we're still doing setup. We are 7 episodes in and we're still doing a lot of setup and cloak and mirrors and smoke and all this other stuff. And it's time to get to the meat and potatoes of this show, or should I say season. You set up Apocalypse to be the big bad of the season, and I think he only appeared in 2 episodes, 3 maybe, and that ain't enough. It ain't enough because Apocalypse is the bee's knees, man. I mean, he is Thanos level of a beast. If you want to compare to villains in Marvel, that is a powerful villain, and you can't just put him on the back burner. It's kind of silly, but at the same time, it's Apocalypse, and so you can't really put him in every single episode. And I'm not asking to put him in every single episode because he's too powerful. He will wipe out the X-Men. Look what he did to Magneto. So he's too powerful, but I don't know, man. It's just a weird season, but they can very well redeem themselves with the final 2 coming up in the next 2 weeks, and I'm fingers crossed that they do. But even if they don't really kind of land the plane and they continue on with the Apocalypse storyline into season 3, that's fine too, I guess. And season 2 can still be a good season. It just isn't great. And I was expecting great. Like I said, final 2 episodes could blow me out of the water, blow us all out of the water. And like, man, this was better than season 1. And change my perception of season 2. I don't know. We'll see. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. But overall, I did enjoy the episode. I just wanted more. But that's just my humble opinion. I would like to know yours. What did you think of episode 7 of X-Men 97 season 2? Did you enjoy it? Are you looking forward to these final 2 episodes coming out in the next 2 weeks? And what do you think is going to happen next? We still haven't gotten Gambit reveal yet, full reveal, at least to the X-Men. I would assume it's going to be next week, because next week episode is entitled The Dead Man's Hand. So you already know where we're going there. But like I said, we'll see. I would like to know. Subscribe to the kbradionetwork.com website, where you can get updated on all new episodes dropping on that channel. Speaking of channels, don't forget about YouTube. Subscribe to the KB Radio Network channel on YouTube. Like this video while you dare. Don't forget about the 5 stars, the reviews, and sharing this show if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you are currently listening to the concession stand here on the KB Radio Network. Everybody, thank you for joining me for this review and recap of X-Men 97 season 2 episode 7, entitled Strangeland Savage Heart, currently on Disney Plus. Want you all to know that I love you, continue to love everyone, and until we speak again, you all be blessed.